iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
The world's famous paperclip, Martinsville Speedway. Race fans, welcome in here as you see the lights on down below us. The concrete corners, it's a half-mile track. They call it the paperclip. That's because when you get down these very fast straightaways, it's hard onto the binders, into the corners here. 90-degree turn, right back down the next straightaway, and you do it once again. To complete turns 3 and 4, that completes a complete lap around the Martinsville Speedway. We welcome you, race fans, here on the Turn 3 Racing Network to watch tonight's Checkered Flag Auto-Display SK Modified Series for Red Light Racing. It is the Turn 3 100, presented by the Empire Racing Team. Looks like 22 drivers have found their way here to the Speedway tonight to compete here at the Martinsville Speedway, and well, it is getting down to the nitty-gritty of things because we have tonight here at Martinsville and then Irwindale. And with only that many races left, that means there's got to be a championship battle going on somewhere coming into the night. That championship battle, well, it is just about wrapped up. There's only a handful of drivers within the top 5 here, 5 to be exact. Dalton Williamson has the points lead right now, 38 points up over Sean Single. Sean Single then has a 7-point cushion back to the number 11 Illinois of Brian Hacker, who sits 45 points out. He is tied with the driver out of Florida. That is Michael Trevarthen. And then 1 point back is Max Terriel. That's your top 5. It's 46 points from 5th to 1st with only 2 races left. One of them being here in Martinsville and one of them being all the way across the virtual country at the Irwindale Speedway in California. So, with these only 2 races left, who will be able to put themselves into the record book? Because, well, so far the only drivers that have gone to victory lane is Max Terriel, Dalton Williamson, Sean Single, Michael Trevarthen, and Brian Hacker, along with Justin McDuff at the season opener. So, there's still 2 races left on the schedule. Will anybody else be able to notch their name, or will Dalton Williamson or one of the other drivers who have won so far this season go to victory lane once again? So you see the cars down onto the speedway. They are starting to assemble down there as everybody has already put in their qualifying time. As you see them down there, you hear the motors already starting to get some heat in the engines. Let's take you through that starting lineup here tonight. Starting lineup, of course, is brought to us by the Empire Racing Team. This is the Empire Racing starting lineup. Starting on the front row here tonight, the driver out of Ayer, Massachusetts. It's the number 11 of Sean Single. His outside, it's the 11 Illinois of Brian Hacker, and the Empire Racing Team's number 11 Illinois. Starting P number 3 is going to be the Rev Esports, number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. Fourth will be the Rev Esports, number 23 of Blade Timmons, a driver out of South Carolina. Driver hailing out of Canada, driving the MK Medic number 42, this is Max Terrion. Daniel Tobin Jr. is scheduled to roll off from position number 6. He has, well, his best starting spot of the season. Rob Higgins in the Higgins Hill Racing Checkered Flag Auto Supply number 40 will go from the 7th starting position here tonight, while starting in the 8th spot. It will be the driver out of South Carolina, driving car number 86 is James Skelton. Tim Williams, the Platinum RV BK Paints Rev Esports driver, will drive car number 45 here tonight. He will roll off from the 9th position. 10th here tonight will be your points championship leader coming into the night, the number 1 of Dalton Williamson. The 54 North Carolina here of Rex Hoyle will start there in the 11th position. Dave Bush in car number 10, the Smokin' Ink, will go in the 12th position. Starting just outside the top 12 starting spots here tonight, it's the 18 VT of A.J. Hamill of the Empire Racing Team, number 18 VT. And back into the 14th position here tonight, the 37 NY of Brian Robinson. Starting back there into position number 15 will be the Empire Racing Team Cerebral Palsy Foundation, number 20 of Justin McDuff. Joshua Buckley in the Granny Hips, Walkers, and Canes, number 13 will go from the 16th starting spot here tonight, while 17th will be the driver out of Spring, Texas, the Raven Graphics, number 7 of Doyle Lowrance. Johnny Bell out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania will pilot car number 27 here tonight. He'll go from the 18th starting spot. And back in 19th, the driver out of South Carolina, driving the 271 of Aiden Alvecchione. Brian Bianchi in the 14 Massachusetts will roll off from position number 20, while Mark Jenkins is 21st, and 22nd will be Bob Higgins. So Higgins in the Checkered Flag Auto Supply number 41 will start shotgun to the field here tonight. We're going to go racing 100 laps here tonight in the Turn 3 Racing Network 100, presented by the Empire Racing Team here tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series Red Light Racing's SK Modifieds are on the track, and we are getting ready to go. Green flag into the air. You see it right there. Green flag is up. We're racing in Martinsville. Great start by everybody as they're going to come out of turn number 2. It will be the man out front is Brian Hacker for the time being. Will Hacker be able to hang on to it, though? He will not. Leading lap number 1 will be the man out of Massachusetts. One car around in turn number 4. One lap in the book. Sean Single leads that lap, and then one driver has gone around. It's the driver that was just down at the Talladega Super Speedway. Car number 7, driver out of Spring, Texas, is going to be Doyle Lowrance. So Doyle coming into the night with a brand new paint scheme on that Raven Graphics, number 7. The blue bars absolutely popping off that yellow and black paint scheme he has here tonight at Martinsville. So with Doyle going around here tonight on lap number 1 to bring out the caution flag, he'll head to pit road. And let's take the look here. There you see car number 7 down to the bottom. Oh, it looks like maybe a little wheel hop down into the corner and then up to Speedway. He just caught Joshua Buckley and then Aiden Alvecchione right into the back of car number 7 of Doyle Lowrance, turning the 7 of Lowrance around. Watch the 7 go down into the corner here. Hits that little bit of a curbing down there. You want to stay away from the curbing as much as you can. And then Alvecchione just right there. Wrong place, wrong time. Turning the 7 of Lowrance around. So that puts us under the first caution flag here of the evening. Right now it does look like Doyle Lowrance has called it a night here from the Martinsville Speedway after he just got back from, like I said, Talladega. Got to watch some good racing down there at the Super Speedway. He had access to just about every part of the garage, and I believe he was also put up into the fancy high tower suites there at Talladega overlooking the start-finish line. He'll have front row seats now from the infield here tonight, watching the rest of the race here at Martinsville. You see it on the left-hand side of your screen where all the drivers are running right now. 21 drivers still out there on the field. And the driver that's at the back of the field, there is the 99, the City Chevrolet 99. This is Mark Jenkins out of Richmond, Virginia. Mark Jenkins came onto the scene last season as a rookie here with the SK Modified Series and showed that he had a lot of speed to be able to run up towards the front of the field. And this season running a very limited schedule. Of course, Mark Jenkins the other week did show and prove that he could run up front, having one of his best finishes ever with the SK Modified Tour. Also runs a very limited schedule on Monday nights with the Scrambler Series. But the lights on the iRacing.com official pace car are back off here, so we'll go back racing this time by. There you see the field assembled 2x2. It'll be Sean Single to the inside, Brian Hacker to the outside. Blade Timmons, Michael Trevarth will make up row number 2 with Max Terra and Daniel Tobin Jr. making up the next. Green flag back into the hand of the flagman here at Martinsville. You see it. Will it wave? Here we go. Green flag's back into the air. Battle for the race lead is down into turn number 1. Coming out of turn number 2, it's still the 11 of Sean Single. To the outside, the 11 Illinois of Brian Hacker. Timmons was right there. Oh, a little contact behind them, I believe. A couple Nerf bars clanking off each other. That's the 94 of Daniel Tobin Jr. There you see him. Tobin Jr. falling back a little bit. The fan sponsor on that car. Oh, Tobin going to go for a slide. Maybe a tire has gone down. Caution lights on, and Ada Nalvecchione coming to a complete stop in the driver's side Nerf bars. Of course, the fan-sponsored entry for Daniel Tobin Jr. Of course, Tobin always streaming over on Twitch all his in-car camera feeds, and he has one heck of a setup. There you can find him over on twitch.tv/CMDR Rithworld. Call him the Commander. So Soul Taker 0210 went for a little bit of a ride here. Let's take the look back here and see what happened to Tobin. We caught it live, but this is what actually happened down into the corner. Onto the binders down at turn number 1, and just a lazy spin, and unfortunately, Aiden Nalvecchione not quite able to slow up that car. Watch on board with Culpepper's Bakery and Cafe onboard camera with Aiden Nalvecchione. Off the gas and on the brakes, unfortunately still finding the left side Nerf bars to car number 94. So that's what will bring out our second caution flag here of the evening at the Martinsville Speedway. Of course, you know, we are going 100 laps as we always do here on a Thursday night with the SK Modified Series. It is still the driver out of Ayer, Massachusetts of Sean Single. Out front here. Well, what do you say we go ahead under this caution flag and see if we can get a word in with one of the drivers that are out there? Let's see if we can dial up old Dalton Williamson. Hey, championship leader, you got a copy of Smooth up here in the booth.
What's up, Roger?
Well, Dalton, a little bit of a disappointing qualifying effort out there, and now a couple of cautions back-to-back here has slowed the progress through the field. What have you seen so far out there tonight on track?
Just trying to bide my time, missed the big one. I think we're going to have a big one here shortly.
How are the racing conditions here with the lights on? It's the first time ever racing here in the SK Modified Series with the lights on at Martinsville.
It's a little free on entry.
Well, we just saw that out there. We'll try and keep the old car clean here tonight. You come in with that points championship lead and 2 races to go.
I'm going to try.
Man, a few words. For once, we find Dalton Williamson race fans stumped and speechless, I would have to say. So we'll see if he can work his way back through the field. There you see the 2 leaders. They have been doing the jig into turns 1 and 2 all night long so far here. This will be the 4th time, actually, they have restarted side by side. So get ready. Here we come. Green flag is up. Who will lead this first lap back to the green, or back to the start-finish line under green? That BK paints orange and blue machine down to the bottom side of the speedway. One driver up off the curbing back there. I believe that was the 45 of Tim Williams. He just got onto the curbing. One driver takes advantage, and one driver going to get pushed up out of the groove. They're going to go 3 wide here at Martinsville. Oh, contact! Contact as they were 3 wide racing. The 86 of James Skelton has gone up over as the Cerebral Palsy Foundation Empire Racing Team number 20 of Justin McDuff also coming to a stop. A couple of drivers going to roll away. There you see Rex Hoyle in the Colony Tire and Service Center. Number 54, North Carolina. He has some wheel damage. One of the fastest drivers in our practice session here tonight. Looks like it's going to wind up behind the wall. So as Rex Hoyle comes down pit road, we have to take the look back here. Watch Rex Hoyle here if we can. There you see as they go 3 wide racing, as maybe coming down the speedway, Justin McDuff just a little bit, and there's the 37NY. There's Hoyle onto the outside. Dave Bush also involved. He throws it in reverse and tries to grab a gear. Joshua Buckley came to a complete stop down there. See if we can ride on board here with Dave Bush in car number 10. On the hooks, you saw it squat and then nowhere to go into the back of the 37NY. Right on board here, this is with the 37NY of Brian Robinson. Robinson tried to slow his car down, unfortunately wasn't quite able to. Joshua Buckley did come to a stop there. Let's watch this camera right off corner number 2. So probably one of the luckiest drivers that made it through that wreck there could have been, well, our points championship leader. The number 1 of Dalton Williamson was right behind Hoyle, and I believe that was the 20 of McDuff and James Skelton as they went 3 wide. So Dalton Williamson able to thread the needle and stay out of that wreck. So he'll actually move up and gain a couple positions here from that incident. 3 spots to be exact. He'll now be scored in position number 8. Looks like a couple drivers have called it a night here. Rex Hoyle, James Skelton, Justin McDuff, and Doyle Lowrance have all called it an evening here at the Martinsville Speedway. And Brian Robinson in car number 37NY is actually still sitting down on pit road. So, a slow race here at Martinsville, trying to get geared up and going here tonight. Everybody's still trying to find where they're going to be able to race around each other. We've seen 3 wide racing here tonight at Martinsville a couple times, and it hasn't quite worked out just yet. But it will be Sean Single once again. He has led every lap since the drop of the green flag here tonight. He took that Arts Barbershop Quick Clip Pole Award here tonight. Well, let's see what we can do down here in turn number 1 this time. Brian Hacker got a great start to the outside. Will he be able to get down in front of Sean Single? A little contact there. Hacker going to go for a ride. Hacker gets turned around here for the 4th caution flag in the first 20 laps of this one. And I believe a couple other drivers may be getting involved. It looks like the 42 of Max Terriot has gone around here. Of course, Max came into the night inside the top 5 in the championship hunt. He was sitting 5th coming in. Hacker was sitting there in P number 3, tied with Michael Trevarthen. Now, those 2 championship challengers will have a long road to hoe the rest of the night here. Watch the battle down the back straightaway. Hacker gets just clear of the 11 of Single, and Single a little deeper than Hacker was willing to go in. And there you see Max got a piece of that. Just barely got the Nerf bars there on the 11 Illinois. Watch it here once again. Single drives it in just a little bit farther than Hacker, gets to the Nerf bar, and Nerf bars didn't quite line up. Right on board with Max Terriel. Max tried to go to the outside. He went to gas it up, and around he went. Nobody getting into the 42, which is going to save Max some damage on car number 42 here tonight. So now with that spin by the 11 Illinois of Brian Hacker, that'll put the Rev Esports groups running now 1 through 3 with Single, Timmons, and Trevarthen. Then it'll be Rob Higgins, Tim Williams, AJ Hamill, Dalton Williamson, Mark Jenkins. Brian Bianchi is right there in the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe, number 14, Massachusetts. Then it'll be Johnny Bell, the driver out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He's had a very quiet night here tonight. Has Bell. He has not rung that bell just yet. Like everybody's still pacing around here. Sean Single looks like he has pulled car number 11 to the outside. It looks like he is going to go to the tail end of the longest line for being involved in the wreck down there in the corner. So Sean Single and now Hacker and Terriel will go toward the back. 3 out of the 5 drivers that we talked about here tonight, all within 46 points of that championship lead, now will be at the back of the field here tonight, and they will try to see if they can make their way back through the field. So Single will go back to running into the 17th position here, as that's now the front row. The 23 of Timmons, the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen, and then it will be Rob Higgins. Stuttered and tried to step over my words there, so it'll be Rob Higgins and Tim Williams to the outside. The 18 VT and Y of AJ Hamill then will be the inside there of row number 3. Dalton Williamson now going to creep up into the 6th position here as the green flag is pending as they work themselves out of turn number 4. Green flag back into the air here after our caution flag. 25 laps into the book, just a quarter of the way into this one. Comes screaming down the back straightaway. It will be Blade Timmons as here comes the 2. He got a great run down the back straightaway. They're going to leave the 45 of the old man Tim Williams up to the outside. Rob Higgins will take over P number 3 as they come down to the corner. Oh, Williams looked like he was trying to drive it in just a little bit farther than what Rob Higgins was, and that's going to now leave the 45. It was to the outside, but now he actually does find a way back down to the bottom as A.J. Hamill left the bottom lane open. Left Tim Williams get right back in line. Hacker already working his way back through the field. He's got Sean Single in tow right there, and Max Terriel just following behind them. They picked up 2 spots since we went back green flag racing. There, of course, is the 94 of Daniel Tobin Jr. Tobin going to work the outside of the speedway. Hacker going to work right underneath him. A.J. Hamill under fire also up here inside the top 5. Dalton Williamson, your championship leader coming into the night, just needing a solid night here on points. Trying to work his way inside the top 5. And we talked about Mark Jenkins earlier here tonight, car 99. Sitting back here into the 7th spot. He has so far been the biggest mover shaker as he has dodged all the wrecks here tonight to get that City Chevrolet up there into position number 7. So a lot of movement here in the first couple of laps of this one. Here comes Dalton Williamson. He'll swing it to the inside of A.J. Hamill. Hamill going to give him the inside lane here. Will Dalton be able to make the pass and drive away now? There you see the one. Dalton Williamson now pick up that spot from the Arts Barber shop number 18 of AJ. So Hamill will fall back there into position number 6. As he falls back, his teammate, the 11 Illinois, Brian Hacker's trying to work his way back up through the field. He'll get to the inside of old Granny Hips. Josh Buckley will move to the outside lane there. Oh, almost into the blue Emu Relief. Maximum pain relief sign there coming out of the corner. One driver down pit road. I believe that's the 37 NY of Brian Robinson. A disappointing night for the driver out of New York. So Hacker got around the 13 of Buckley. Something happened to A.J. Hamill. He's going to come down pit road here on lap number 34. Don't think this is a scheduled stop here for the driver of that 18 machine. Race leader still, though, going to be car number 23 of Blade Timmons. It's Timmons, it's Trevarthen, the Trouble T's out front here tonight at Martinsville. And here comes Tim Williams, the teammate, trying to lurk to the inside here on car number 40. Right now, 4 out of the 5 positions out front here. Timmons, Trevarthen, Williams, and Williamson. All teammates out of that Rev Esports group. Higgins, the lone driver up here, the independent driver out of the Higgins Hill Racing Checkered Flag Auto Supply Brigade. He is the one that is sitting right now, currently sitting in that 3rd position. So as he holds on to it right now, Sean Single making another move. He'll get underneath the 10 this time of Dave Bush. Hacker also in that Carbon Junction entry, working up inside the top 10 now. So Hacker and Single have worked their way back inside the top 10. There you see the one-time champion here in the SK Modified Series. There's the 42 of Max Terriot. He is trying to work his way up. He was, of course, wrapped up in that last wreck also, along with Single and Hacker. He is just outside the top 10. Hacker trying now to make a move inside the driver out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Looks like Johnny Bell will give that inside lane up. One driver very slow on the bottom side of the speedway. I believe that was the 37 NY. Brian Robinson trying to stay out of the way of the field. He's multiple laps down, just trying to turn some laps here tonight. He does have some drivers out in front of him that have exited the race early here tonight, so he could pick up a couple positions as long as he can keep car 37 NY on the speedway. Trouble, trouble, trouble. Lights are on. Big pile up down here in the corner. The 94 of Tobin Jr., the 42 of Max Terriot, and I believe that's the 13 of Joshua Buckley. Granny Hips is pointed in the wrong direction. The cane has slipped out from underneath. Oh, no. Oh, Granny Hips is crab walking. Josh Buckley's crab walking, and it looks like the 42 of Max Terriot has a toe problem here on car number 42. Both drivers look like they're going to try to at least go around another lap here before they bring their cars to pit road. What happened? What was the big stack up? Let's take the look. Oh, Josh Buckley just into the back of the 42, and Tobin Jr. nowhere to go in the 94 machine. Getting involved in that one, and there you see Max Terriot trying to get the car to turn as he tried to pull it away. Our checkered flag auto supply onboard camera. There you see Bob Higgins coming to a complete stop. Aiden Avecchione also being able to slow himself down. Here's a good angle of it on Tobin's car. Track was blocked here tonight, unfortunately for Tobin. Nowhere to go. Take a look at this. Josh Buckley's onboard footage. You hear him completely out of the gas, just trying to creep around the bottom side of the speedway, and unfortunately, that car rolling very well with those brand new bearings from the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Remember, race fans, tonight's race is brought to us by, though, the Empire Racing Team for the Turn 3 100 here tonight at Martinsville. But we also got to thank our sponsor that's been with us all season for the past couple of seasons here, Checkered Flag Auto Supply, located in Ayer, Massachusetts. Of course, you can find them riding along with the number 40 of Rob Higgins and, of course, the 41 of Bob Higgins. The family-owned and operated store is a family independently owned parts store up in Ayer, Massachusetts. You need any kind of parts from struts, shocks, brake pads, brake rotors. If you even need a 602 crate motor, they can get you one of those too. Anything to keep your car running in top-notch performance, they can get that for you at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, located at 10 Park Street in Ayer, Massachusetts. But that means the lights go off now here, so we'll go back racing. When we come back to the start line here, we will officially be approaching our halfway point here tonight. We will complete lap number 47, I believe it is, here when we come back around here. See the iRacing.com pace car in. Green flag in the hand of our starter here tonight. Green flag's back in the air. One driver down to the infield grass there. Caution lights for the sixth time are coming on as, oh no, the 14 Massachusetts of Brian Bianchi up against the outside wall. I don't think that's the car that initiated the contact. But we will find out here in just a couple of moments. So as the sixth caution flag of the evening flies, maybe this will help us get an indication here. Let's watch this back here just before the halfway point. Not quite sure. We'll have to watch it back here, maybe to see if we can get a better idea. There's the 99, the 11. They're all close racing. I don't know if there was contact between the 11 and the 99. But Brian Bianchi definitely had a little bit of a downfall here. Let's see. See them as they all fan out. They're almost four wide racing out in front of these guys. And maybe the 99 a little hard into the corner, and everybody is right there. Right on board with Jenkins here. Oh, looks like maybe it wheel hopped just a tad, just a slight little wheel hop. Chatter of the brakes going down into the corner, and the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe, 14 Massachusetts, was right there. Hacker had nowhere to go. He got wrapped up in it. Sean Single wrapped up in it. So that's what will put us under the sixth caution flag of the evening here, as Blade Timmons is our race leader at the halfway point. As we pace around the Martinsville Speedway, race fans, we're going to pay a couple bills. We'll be right back here with more SK Modified Racing.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships.
Welcome back here as this championship's still underway as we go back racing here at Martinsville. There you see the front row as they go down into turn number 1. Timmons to the inside with Higgins to the outside as Higgins slides a little high down there in turns 1 and 2. That allowed for just a moment one of those BK Paints entries. There's the 2 and the 45. They were side by side. They had a chance to duck it down to the inside, but they stuck right behind car number 40. Sean Single has made his way back up here, and I don't know if there was contact or if both drivers got a little sideways that time out of turn number 2. There you see the 11 of Sean Single running back into the 6th position right now. A couple drivers that are down on pit road after that caution flag. The 42 of Max Serra and the 13 of Joshua Buckley all down on pit road. Trying to see if they can get back out. Both cars had steering problems. So Hacker and Single, both drivers wrapped up in a yellow flag together at the front of the field, had to go all the way to the back, and now they're battling right behind car number 1 of Dalton Williamson, trying to get back inside the top 5 here tonight as we're over halfway. And the driver that has led the most laps here tonight at this point now has been car number 23 of Blade Timmons. Timmons is sitting in that P number 1 spot while Rob Higgins having a heck of a drive here tonight at Martinsville. He is holding that 2nd position right now. He has car number 2, though, Michael Trevarthen back there nipping on his heels. Do not make the slip up here as we ride on board with Michael Trevarthen at Culpepper's Bakery and Cafe out of Worcester, Massachusetts. Onboard camera always providing us some of the greatest shots here. There you see Trevarthen trying to get to the inside of that checkered flag auto supply. Number 40 of Rob Higgins. So they come by that time. They completed lap number 60 as they work lap number 61. Does anybody have anything for Timmons right now that's out front? Everybody else has gone single file formation. Nobody really making any moves currently. Tim Williams, how about him? He's having a night here at Martinsville. He's holding off his teammate of Dalton Williamson right now. Down to the inside, the Joshua Buckley, number 13, right now off the pace, just trying to turn a couple of laps here. He'll go right back. Actually, he'll stay on the speedway. It looked like for a moment he was going to take car 13 back down to the pit road to see if they can fix some more damage if they needed to on that car. Good battle back here, though, inside the top 5. Tim Williams, Dalton Williamson, Sean Single, and Brian Hacker all right there together. See the 1 of Williamson going to the inside here on car 45, but the old man going to slam the door on the youngster. So Tim Williams continuing to hold off that youngster as we work lap number 65 here tonight in virtual Martinsville, Virginia. A couple weeks from now, I'll get to go see the famous paperclip in person. A couple of the drivers from the league here, I believe, are going down to the Martinsville Speedway. We get to see them, get to watch some great NASCAR racing action. Of course, NASCAR is still not as great as the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series here tonight. These modifieds are some of the best cars, not only here on the iRacing.com platform, but in general of all-around racing. Bob Higgins just made a pass here on the Culpeper's Bakery and Cafe, number 14, Massachusetts. So Bob Higgins will work his way inside the top 10 tonight. Of course, Bob just trying to log some laps here tonight as he'll actually hit a little bit of the curbing down below there. So he'll fall a little bit behind Johnny Bell. There you see Bell in that Lernerville TV number 27. He's sitting back here into the 9th position. Dave Bush inside the top 10 once again here in back-to-back weeks in car number 10. He is sitting there in the 8th position while Brian Hacker, Sean Single, Dalton Williamson all up here trying to get around that 45. Dalton Williamson going to go to the inside. Contact, more contact with the number 45. So no love lost between the teammates, that's for sure, because that BK Paints number 45 now got shuffled from being inside the top 5, running there in 4th, all the way back to the 7th position as now he'll tag behind the 11 Illinois of Brian Hacker. Daniel Tobin Jr. a little bit off the pace here. Everybody going to try and swing around him on front straightaway and down here into turn number 1. Looks like Tobin will be able to stay high, and everybody will be able to make their way around the 94 of Tobin. So everybody has gone into the single file conveyor belt configuration, but boy, the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen, right there, you saw it. He got very close to the back end of that number 40 machine. Now he's going to get out of the way as he goes up the speedway. The number 1 of Dalton Williamson has now made the move. Here comes the 11 of Sean Single. Looks like the 2 of Michael Trevarthen possibly falling all the way to the back of the caboose here. He was up the speedway. He got the marbles. You get the marbles. That's what comes off these Goodyear racing tires. And when you get up there in those so-called marbles, it's like driving exactly how it sounds, on marbles. 45 of Tim Williams up the speedway. He's going to catch a little piece of the wall with the rub rail on the right-hand side. Here comes the number 2 now, Michael Schwartz, and he's trying to get down to the inside of car number 45, but he's not quite able to. He actually tagged the wall a little bit. Higgins still sitting there in second. Timmons has checked out to a little over a second over the rest of the field here tonight. Dalton Williamson came in as the points championship leader, and he's having himself one heck of a night here tonight. He could wrap things up here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway if he would actually stay right where he is at, ahead of the number 11 by 1 position here tonight. Dalton Williamson would wrap up the points championship standings here tonight under the lights. He would not have to worry about going out to sunny California to the Irwindale Speedway, where he does run very well, too. Here comes the 1. Williamson going to take a peek to the inside, maybe a little contact there to the back end of that number 40 machine. So he'll move Higgins up the raceway just a little bit. So now Higgins trying to hang on to the outside groove. Williamson will complete the pass. Oh, Higgins almost into the outside wall. Sean Single will have to avoid. He does avoid. Hacker also down to the bottom side of the speedway. So now Rob Higgins going to fall back to running into the 5th spot. Did he use up the tires like the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen and the 45 of Tim Williams? Both those drivers are actually behind the number 40 right now with 23 laps to go. That matches the driver's car number who is out front here tonight at Martinsville. There you see Timmons. He'll come by this time. He's got a commanding 2-second race lead with 22 laps to go. 22 laps to go, but boy, does he have a fast contender hot to trot. Nipping on the heels. There's that Dalton Williamson, number 1. .45 though back there. That's Tim Williams trying to take a peek to the inside of car number 40. They're going to approach the 37NY right now. That's going to be Brian Robinson going another lap down. Robinson running back into the 16th position, still trying to make up some ground. Hacker trying to take a peek to the inside on Sean Single. That's for the 3rd position. 20 laps to go between these two drivers. Single going to slide up the speedway. Here comes the 11. Illinois Brian Hacker back down to the inside. Will he be able to make that pass as Single throws it in? Hacker is going to try and hold the bottom side of the speedway. Single's able to hold the momentum off the corner. He'll power down the back straightaway. He'll pull away by about a half a car length over the 11 Illinois. You got the battle there for the 3rd spot, and then you got 5th, 6th, and 7th all here. Oh, Williams going to drive it into the corner just a little bit far there. Missed his braking point. Going to hurt him a little bit. That's going to allow the 40 of Higgins to maybe pull maybe a half a car length, maybe a car length. And now he closes it all back in, though, back down in turns 3 and 4. Arthur right now, the caboose of this 3-car battle. They got about a second over Dave Bush, and Johnny Bell is back down the road, about 5.5 seconds back from there. So with 16 laps to go here tonight, who will win? The Empire Racing teams. Turn 3, 100. Could it be Sean Single? Well, I think he would need a caution flag to help him out here tonight. As you see him sandwiched in between the number 1 of Dalton Williamson and the 11 Illinois of Brian Hacker. Let's take a look here when they come by next, this time by actually. Let's take a look at the last time by's lap. Who has the fastest lap of that time by? The number 1 of Williamson and Single both having identical times. Then it was Blade Timmons who is out front right now. Those drivers the fastest on the speedway last time by. This time by, let's check it. Now Brian Hacker goes to the top of the fastest car on the speedway. So every lap it changes here tonight at Martinsville of who has the fastest lap. They're getting around the 271 of Aiden Vecchione. Vecchione back there running into the 12th spot. He was the last car on the lead lap. So now he'll fall victim to 2 laps down, actually. So as he goes 2 laps down, everybody's still chasing this man out front here tonight. Does anybody have anything to, left for Blade Timmons? That Florence, South Carolina driver loves Martinsville. It's one of his favorite tracks here on the iRacing.com sim. I believe back in season number 1, Blade Timmons had himself a very good run here at Martinsville. That was way many moons ago. So right now, as he got the double high 5 last time by, he is setting a blistering pace. Once again, still the fastest car on the speedway. Bob Higgins just registered one of the fastest laps of the night also. Still back there running in 12th. The only driver to pick up double-digit spots here tonight. He's moved up 12 spots, running back there in 10th. Still has time to run up the speedway just a little bit to catch Johnny Bell and Dave Bush. Better do it quick because, man, the laps keep clicking off here tonight. Eight to go. It'll be 7 laps to go, and this battle's still back here. And then you got the side-by-side between the 2 teammates. Here comes Michael Trevarthen. He'll get to the inside now of Tim Williams. 7 laps to go. Trevarthen takes over position number 6. Now, can he do anything with Rob Higgins? Higgins been having himself a solid night here tonight at Martinsville. This battle's getting hotter. It's getting heavier. It's getting closer. I don't know if these drivers know it, but they're at Martinsville, not Talladega. They were just bump drafting 3 cars deep down the straightaway. And Timmons still posted a faster lap. When they come by the flag stand this time, it'll just be 5 laps to go. 5 fingers in the air here virtually at the Martinsville Speedway. Race leader going by us right there. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th now coming by that camera. These drivers have all spread themselves out now back here battling for second, third, and fourth on the track. 4 laps to go. Timmons will put another one. That's the 14 Massachusetts of Brian Bianchi. Bianchi going 1 lap down right now, running in the 11th spot. 3 to go this time by. Blade Timmons just having to hold on at this point. 2.5 more laps around the speedway. Trevarthen all over the back end of car number 40 of Higgins, though. Remember, that's the battle to get inside the top 5 here tonight. Popsicle sticks go up in the air. Caution lights on. Caution lights coming on here. That almost 3-second lead for Blade Timmons, and only a half a lap to go, or lap and a half to go, is now erased. We will go into overtime. So the 7th caution flag of the evening will fly here. Oh boy, what brought the caution flag out? I'm not quite sure. I can tell you that Brian Bianchi will be in the catbird seat here. He will get the lucky dog. So he will get waved around and get back onto the lead lap. That'll get 11 cars onto the lead lap tonight. I'm being told something with Daniel Tobin Jr. and car number 94. As we take the look back here, something happened to Tobin, and then he comes to a stop down on the apron. And that's what triggers the caution flag here tonight. I don't know if the motor expired. Right on board. Oh, there it is. The motor did expire down in turn number 3. And down in turn 4, he came down to the bottom side of the speedway. And that's what will bring the caution flag out here tonight at Martinsville. And you want to talk about somebody that did not want to see that caution flag come out. There you see it. Blade Timmons was going to try and win this race here tonight. Has not parked car number 23 in victory lane at all this season. Had an opportunity. Now he's going to have to battle with 3 other fast competitors here. He's going to have Williamson, Single, Hacker all right there. And those cars have the speed here tonight. They were posting identical lap times to the race leader. Then you have the 40 of Higgins if something were to happen along with Michael Trevarthen. He is going to be right there also on this restart. So we'll see what happens when we go back racing. We're going to go at least one more time around. It looks like Tobin's down on pit road now. The tow truck did pick him up. He's down on pit road. Brian Bianchi did bring the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe, number 14 Massachusetts, down pit road. So when he came down pit road, I'm looking to see. I think he did put tires on that Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe and maybe tuned up that Billy the Kid transplant underneath the air cleaner of that car. So now the lights do go out as we gear up for a green-white checker attempt here tonight. Tonight's race brought to us by the Empire Racing Team for the Turn 3 100, presented by the Empire Race Team. Tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series for Red Light Racing. It'll be Blade Timmons, Dalton Williamson, Sean Single, Brian Hacker, your top 4. iRacing.com pace car will go to the safety of pit road as we get ready to go here. Pace car away, green flag in the air. Here we go. 2 laps to go to decide who will win this race here tonight at Martinsville. One car going to go around. Dalton Williamson going to go around, and he is pinballing down the back straightaway. He goes up over. No caution flag just yet. We'll see if the caution flag comes out. Final lap around the Speedway presented here tonight by the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe. It's the final trip around the Speedway. Timmons, Single, Higgins. One car up into the wall. I believe that was the Michael Trevarthen number 2. Coming out of turn 4, he will pick up his first win of the season. Blade Timmons will pick up tonight's win here at Martinsville. Sean Single, Rob Higgins finishing on the podium here tonight. Brian Hacker, Tim Williams, Johnny Bell, look at him pick up 12 spots here tonight. Michael Trevarthen, Dave Bush, Brian Bianchi, and Bob Higgins will round down. I believe, your top 10 cars. So as there's your winner, we'll see if he can do some burnouts, some donuts here tonight for your race fans. He'll come back around to the start-finish line. Unofficial results, of course, are on the left-hand side of the screen. As Timmons is trying to get that car to break loose. We know the cars can do it. We've seen Dalton Williamson this season burn him down. There we go. Now we get some smoke off the back tires, and we don't need that car anymore. Go ahead. Bang it around. So as Blade tries to figure it out, race fans, we're going to take a quick step away, and we'll be back to talk to your top 3 finishers here tonight at Martinsville.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Martinsville Speedway. Little paperclip playing host tonight to the Turn 3 100 presented by the Empire Racing Team. Tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Escape Modified Series as they put on one heck of a show. A little bit slow to start, but the show never disappoints. Down in Victory Lane, though, the driver out of Florence, South Carolina. Let's go talk to the driver of the number 23 of Blade Timmons. Blade, no challenges here tonight for car 23. Did it get lonely out front?
No, man, it actually felt good to lead some laps. Been struggling kind of this year and down. Decided that Martinsville was going to be the only track. I probably had a chance to win with the talent that's in this group of guys, man, and started getting more podiums and last couple races. But Sean probably honestly had the car to beat me, and probably Dalton if he would have qualified a little better. But Sean got a little tangled up early, but worked his way back. Not sure if he had damage, but he definitely had the car to beat tonight.
Were you worried there in the closing laps? You were about a half a lap away from picking up the white flag, and the caution flag flew. Were you worried with those drivers that you saw on the relative on the scoreboard back there? You know, Single was there, Williamson, Hacker, they were all right there on the heels on your final restart.
Yeah, I was worried about Dalton being my outside, but like I told them in chat, team chat, I was like, at least if I lose this race, I know I'll be race clean. And it worked out. I hate Dalton got spun right there at the end, and Sean, I guess, probably checked up because of that and couldn't get a run or make something happen. And but I'm glad we took it home and got the one win that I've been wanting. So Martinsville was the place to do it at.
Nowhere like the famous paperclip. Now the question though that everybody is asking is, how many hot dogs are you gonna go eat here tonight?
Man, I'm not even gonna lie. I went to the late model race, the Valley Star 300 a couple weeks ago. Man, I knocked down 6 of them things, so I can put them back.
Well, the record then for everybody out there watching is 6, and it's being held by the winner of tonight's race of Blade Timmons. So, Blade, congratulations on picking up your first win of the season here at Martinsville. Who do you got to thank, though, back down south there that made this all possible?
Man, I'd like to thank my teammates. They week in and week out, man, they're a big help to get me faster in these SKs. like to thank you up there in the booth and Josh for putting on a heck of a league, man, and everybody that comes out and tunes into the broadcast and watches. And that's about it, man. Yeah, that's all I got for you.
Well, there you hear it. He's down in victory lane. He'll be pounding down at least another 6 hot dogs here tonight. Blade Timmons will pick up his first win of the season for the Rev Esports Group, as he'll now look to go out to California to pick up his second win of the season. Finishing in the runner-up spot, it was an up-and-down night. I guess that would be the best way to describe this one here, Sean, as you had one of the quickest cars, and then you got tangled up. You had to go to the back. How did you work your way through this field here tonight with the rash of caution flags?
I worked through carefully. Honestly, I was starting behind Hacker, so he was kind of just making the way for me, so I could just follow behind him and then go from there. Kind of work through it all.
And that made it all the way up inside the top 5 with one of the fastest cars. We were watching the lap times with about 10 to 15 laps to go, and you and Dalton and Hacker were all mirroring Blade Timmons' lap times that he was throwing down, but he was 2 seconds up the road. Did you think you guys had any time, any chance to catch him?
No, we were all fighting each other at the end there, so it was definitely tough to get up. I had Hacker all over the back of me. I had Dalton in front of me, and I was all over the back of him, so it was just a matter of running our times and hoping we could just finish the race out.
Then that dreaded caution flag came as you guys were battling hard there with about a lap and a half to go. Did the mindset change? Did anything change inside the crew and the team there? Was it all guns on deck and everybody go for it, or were you just going to be happy to finish this one off wherever the cards may have laid?
Definitely happy just to finish it off. This was kind of a long night. I did get into Hacker early. I thought I had the lane there because I thought he drifted high a little bit, so I went in and spun him. So I guess I'll have to apologize for that. But overall, it was a great night for Rev Esports. Hopefully, I closed a little bit on the championship, just a little bit. I think there was a lot of netcode between me, Dalton, and Hacker on that last restart, and he got the worst of it. So.
Well, you're good enough, though, to come back and rally into that second position before we let you go. I know there's a lot of people out there tonight tuning in to watch this orange and blue machine finish in second.
Yeah, got to thank my mom and dad. They're always watching, which is nice. Got to thank you and Josh for broadcasting, Josh for the league. Got to thank all the guys at Rev Esports, as well as BK Paints, Coney Setup Shops, Platinum RV Services, all the sponsors that we get on board for us. Super excited to get to the next race. I'll see how much I closed up in the points, but I think I'm going to need a win.
Well, there you hear it from the driver of the 11 out of Ayer, Massachusetts. Sean Single will be in second here tonight. And the man that's living just down the road. We don't normally get to see him after the race because normally he's already loaded up and headed down to the local beer distributor closest to our racetracks. But how about it, Rob Higgins? Finally, a podium finish here on Thursday nights.
That's right. I've never been so happy to hear your voice after the race.
Well, usually everybody says they're happy to hear me, unless you're possibly Blade Timmons, but this is a first for us. We finally get to talk to you after one of these long 100 laps, especially here at Martinsville. Walk us through the night. This car looked like it was pretty quick from the drop of the green flag.
Sure was. This is one of my better tracks. The car was pretty good. I figured a top 10 car, and I'm happy with third. Excited.
You battled inside the top 3 for a majority of this race. You were second for quite a while, and then looks like you just got up out of the groove one time, and all the drivers behind you pounced, and it was kind of like watching a fish out of water to the outside. Is there no groove off that bottom lane?
Yeah, there was no tail, like four or five cars, and once I got on the outside, there was no room for me to get back down, so I just let them all by.
You ended up letting them all by, and then finally the caution flag coming out at the end of this one. What did you see from your point of view on that final restart?
I don't know. I think it was Dalton go sideways. I saw a hole at the bottom, and I was like, I'm going to fill it. I'm trying to get the best position I can here.
Well, you saw a hole, and you absolutely filled it. That makes me giggle and chuckle like a little kid around here, and we're just going to leave that one where it is tonight here, Rob. But a strong finish here at Martinsville. The SK Modified Series is winding down here. We will head to the Irwindale Speedway in sunny California next week. How do we feel about taking the momentum here from our first podium finish of the season and heading out there to, well, where you might get a tan?
Yeah, I could use a tan, and I feel pretty good, you know? We've been running good this season. I think this is the best season we've had so far since we've been running with red light, so I'm excited.
Well, it's always good to have some very strong finishes. I know you missed a couple races, but you did come in 8th in the championship standings. It looks like with tonight, you actually may jump up to the 6th spot, of course, with a little help from a couple of your competitors out there taking early exits out of here. So congratulations, though, tonight on your first ever podium. Of course, we're going to have to roll the red carpet out for you here tonight and hand you the microphone who made this all possible back home.
I'd like to thank Checkered Flag Auto Supply, you know, my dad who also races with us every week, my mom for watching every week, you for putting on a great broadcast, you in Turn 3, and Josh at Red Light for making this all possible. Couldn't do it without all you guys.
There you hear it tonight from Rob Higgins. He will snatch his first ever podium finish with Red Light Racing in the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series. And we always love the stories to hear that mom's out there watching. And, of course, probably one of the best things for the whole Higgins family is being able to see Rob and Bob both out there on the track at the same time. Of course, Rob finishes off in the podium spot here tonight. You heard from Blade Timmons. He won tonight's 100-lap race here tonight at Martinsville, the Turn 3 Racing 100 presented by the Empire Race Team. We got to thank all the guys over at the Empire Race Team for their continued support here with the SK Modified Series and, you know, putting up tonight's entry fees for all the drivers. But, man, what a night it was. You heard from Timmons, you heard from Single, and you heard from Higgins. Well, where are some of the other drivers that had some good nights? Well, Johnny Bell had a great night in the Lernerville TV number 27. He will gain 12 spots here tonight and finish in the 6th position. One spot away from finishing inside that coveted top 5 positions here tonight. Michael Trevarthen faded at the end of this one, finishing into the 7th position. One driver that really went around and is going to want to forget about Martinsville altogether, maybe that driver right there, the number 1 of Dalton Williamson. He will end up finishing back into the 12th position. Of course, Rex Hoyle having the fastest car in our practice session here earlier tonight in that 54 NC. Well, he will finish way back into the 19th position, so a disappointing night for him and a couple of the other drivers here tonight at Martinsville. But race fans, that's going to about do it for Martinsville. Next week, we will head to the Irwindale Speedway for the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe 100 Championship Night here for the SK Modified Series. You can catch that on October the 14th right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. But for everybody over at the Empire Race Team, everybody with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, all of us at Red Light Racing, and of course, all of us here with the Turn 3 Racing Network, we thank you all for tuning in tonight to watch us here at the virtual Martinsville Speedway. We hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast, and until we see you next time, race fans, we hope you stay safe, and we will see you at the races.